What a beautiful way to start off this series at Citi Field against the New York Mets. The Toronto Blue Jays winning it 3-0, shutting out the Mets, and are now 31-27 on the season. And if they were in the NL East like the Mets are, they would have just jumped the Mets for second. Meanwhile, we're sitting in fourth. But either way, we're not going to talk about that because Chris Bassitt, against his former team, while waiting the birth of his second child, with his wife at home in Toronto, and apparently it's going to happen like tomorrow, so it's frantic time. Chris Bassitt goes out there and throws 7 2/3 of 3 hit ball, no runs, 8 punch outs, not a single walk. He was incredible. Absolutely incredible. And going up against Justin Verlander as well, not an easy task. And Verlander was good in himself, 6 innings of 1-run ball, but I thought he was outstanding. Was Chris Bassitt. Let's get to the scoring plays before we break down the details about this game. Top of the first batter of the ball game, George Springer doing George Springer things, drills one to dead center field, and it's gone. Another Springer dinger to lead off a ball game. He is now, he passes or ties Alfonso Soriano for second all time in leadoff home runs. And the Blue Jays, just like that, in the top of the first, have a 1-0 lead. Brilliant start. Then the offense goes cold for a lot of the game. And Chris Bassitt, the big inning for him, I think it was the 3rd inning, where they have first and third, nobody out. He gets pop out, strikeout, pop out, and the inning is over. No runs cross. And after that, he set down like 13 in a row. He was just mowing them down after that. And he was absolutely stellar. Stellar stuff. And he got some great defensive plays behind him, right? Matt Chapman on Mark Canha. Canha rips one right down the line. And Chapman lays out and makes a ridiculous catch on a line. And it's a huge out because that's a double otherwise. That's an extra base hit otherwise. And instead, it's a double. George Springer to lead off the 7th inning against Pete Alonso. Was it the 7th inning? Or the 6th? I don't know. One of the two. And it's a little short pop-up into right field. Springer lays out for it and makes a gorgeous catch. Huge defensive plays by those two guys. Bassitt was jacked up on the mound, especially for Springer's catch. And, look, pitching and defense will win you games. I mean, it happened again today. Another play I want to talk about, and it's Dalton Varsho-esque. Now, there's been a lot of negativity talking about Dalton Varsho, considering what guys like Gurriel are doing in Arizona and Moreno are doing in Arizona. And Dalton Varsho's numbers in Toronto haven't been great. But a play in center field. Kiermaier is going to track a deep fly ball to left center field. Varsho knows he's not catching the ball. He knows it's Kiermaier's ball. So he looks at Kiermaier, sees the trajectory of the ball, and yells. Now, having played baseball all my life and a lot of outfield and a lot of infield, I'm guessing Dalton Varsho was yelling, "Got room, got room, got room." So that lets Kiermaier know the ball ain't going to the wall. You don't have to try and jump and make the wall. You're not going to hit the wall. Settle down, make the catch. Kiermaier had his hand out, but there was no worry. He made the play and it made it look easy. I don't know how much of an impact that made, but it's a small thing that'll never show up on a stat. It'll never get talked about, but it deserves to get talked about there. When you've played the game a lot, you know how important that is, communication to your players, and you love to see it. Later in the ballgame, Dalton Varsho comes up in the 6th inning, bases loaded, 2 out against Verlander. He gets a slider right down the middle, and he whiffs on it. And that could have been your opportunity to expand on the lead, and you don't. That could come back and haunt you. But then Varsho, in the top of the 9th, gets an opportunity with Whit Merrifield on at first, and it's a 3-0 count. They give him a green light 3-0, and it's a ball up and away. And Varsho drills it to right field, and this thing is way gone. An absolute moonshot from Dalton Varsho, a 2-run shot, and that 1-0 lead is now a 3-0 lead in the top half of the 9th. A huge hit for Dalton Varsho, for himself and for the team. Because you go into the 9th, the 1-run game, they had 2, 3, 4 coming up. Now we know what happened afterwards, but in a 1-run game, maybe the approach is a little different. Maybe Romano attacks a little differently. But in a 3-run game, you're Romano, you attack. And he did. Great job from Varsho. Obviously, Whit Merrifield scores Varsho's 9th home run of the season. And that's all she wrote. Let's get to these team stats, right, shall we? George Springer, 1 for 4, doesn't matter. Hit a shot. Who cares? Bo Bichette, 2 for 4 in the ball game. Really nice job from him. Vladdy, 1 for 3 in the game, and he drew a walk. So got on base 2 of the 4 times he came to the dish. And that one hit that he did have was a piss missile line drive to right center field at 114 miles an hour for a base hit. You love to see that. Like I mentioned in the last video, I could start to see Vladdy turning around, albeit there was a couple ABs against Verlander that weren't great. But he did walk against Verlander, and then I think the line drive was off Drew Smith, I think it was. And so he did a great job. Now, do I want to start seeing Vladdy launching the ball more? Sure. But if he's getting back to hitting line drives at that speed, maybe not 114, but like in that range, you know he's playing, you know he's feeling good. And I liked what I saw today approach-wise from Vladdy for the most part. I don't like that chasing the breaking ball against Verlander, but let's be honest, it's Justin freaking Verlander. Like, come on. What else we got here offensively? Brandon Belt, 0 for 2, but he did walk twice, both against Verlander, and dude has an on-base percentage of .375. It's nuts. Matt Chapman, 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. He had a terrible night against Justin Verlander. Whit Merrifield, I don't want to say it again, but I will. 2-hit Whit living up to his name. 2 for 4 of the runs scored for Whit Merrifield. Dalton Varsho, 1 hit in the game. Doesn't matter. Big hit Varsho today. Obviously 1 for 4 of the runs scored. 2 RBIs. Did punchy a couple times, I think both against Verlander. 8 hits overall for the Blue Jays. 10 strikeouts in total. So not a great night there with 3 walks in the game. But, hey, you got the big punches when you needed to. And Chris Bassitt, 7 2/3, as we mentioned earlier, 3 hits, 8 strikeouts, no walks. He was in total control today from pitch 1 to pitch number 101? 101. Remarkable. Dropping his ERA to 3.41. What was it at before the game? 380. Oh, okay. Well, either way, 341. Remarkable stuff from Chris Bassitt. Tim Mayza goes out there, gets credit for a punch-out, albeit it was Brandon Nimmo, a guy who Jays fans were drooling over all offseason and wanted the Jays to pay him $150 million just to be a George Springer 2.0 in 3 years. He gets struck out on a 2-2 pitch by the pitch clock. With 8 seconds to go, he's got to be ready to swing the bat. He was not. Umpire calls him out. Inning over. Mayza gets the strikeout. Great stuff there. And obviously our center fielder that we didn't pay very much is playing significantly better in Kevin Kiermaier. So Jordan Romano goes out there and gives up a hit. It was a ground ball base hit from Pete Alonso. Other than that, I thought he was great. He was attacking guys with the fastball, touched 98 at times during that outing, threw an inning, got a hit, got a strikeout, picks up save number 14 on the year for Jordan Romano, and the Blue Jays pick up the victory, a much-needed victory against the New York Mets at Citi Field. Now, Game 2 goes tomorrow afternoon to 4:10, I guess evening, however you want to look at it. 4:10 first pitch there at Citi Field. Jose Barrios gets the ball for the Blue Jays. Last time we saw Jose out there, he was absolutely dominant against his former team. He went 5 2/3, a 4-hit ball, walked 5, struck out 5, but didn't allow any runs in the game prior. He went 7 innings of 1-run ball against the Tampa Bay Rays. Jose Barrios is pitching some of the best ball we've seen as a Blue Jay in quite some time. He's out there against Tyler McGill, who has an ERA of 4.67 and 43 strikeouts to 27 walks in only 54 innings. So it looks like he does walk quite a few guys. I don't know if Mets fans are on here. They'll be able to tell me more. I know Frank the Tank doesn't like him. But either way, Game 2 is there for the Blue Jays, and they have an opportunity to win their 3rd consecutive series. And that's the mindset you have to have going into tomorrow, because the finale is Kikuchi versus Senga. How do you feel about that, right? Not great. So let's get the one tomorrow. Jose Barrios, Tyler McGill is a pitching matchup, 4:10 first pitch at Citi Field, all right? So you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and the W today, because it was nice. Smack the like button. I do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button, you guys not already. Comment down below. Thoughts on the video. Thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game? For the Toronto Blue Jays, Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below. So follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys, Jays Edition, of course, tomorrow evening. Jays, Mets, Game 2 of the 3-game set at Citi Field, 4:10 first pitch there. Jose Barrios, Tyler McGill is the pitching matchup there. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and the W today. We'll talk to you guys then.